Hey everybody, I am Danny Otto. Welcome into another episode of That Recap Show. Now, before we get into the show, just want to issue major spoiler warnings. We are going to be going over everything that happened in episode 8 of the What If series. So if you haven't seen that episode yet, you may want to pause this, go check out that episode, and come back for all of the breakdown. Now, with that out of the way, let's start the show!
Poppin' Off presents That Recap Show.
Joining with me for all of the breakdown of episode 8 of What If, it's Johnny Rico!
Hey!
Hey! So, look, we have been calling this for the entire season. We're finally getting into team-up mode. This is our major threat. This is everything we've been talking about.
Oh, that is an Avengers level threat.
I am so excited to go over everything and to get into all of our details that we want to go over. My instant reactions, though, and I was telling you this when we were setting up to record, that I can't believe I haven't thought of this sooner and made a comparison of this sooner. So it's only happened with 2 different people so far. It's happened with Superior Doctor Strange, and now it's happened with Infinite Ultron. And what I'm talking about is where they have heard the Watcher. They have been able to, pick out that somebody is talking and something's happening and being able to see him and hear what he's saying type of thing.
Right.
There is a movie starring Will Ferrell that came out at this point years and years ago called Stranger Than Fiction, where Will Ferrell is a character and it turns out that he can hear voices and he's hearing a narrator of a book about him, basically. And he finds out that he's a main character in a book. And it's so similar to how these 2 particular characters heard the Watcher talking and narrating like the episode.
And he began it the same way he always did.
Hello?
I had to point that out because it was just crazy that I finally had that holy shit moment. This is a lot like that. And I had to go back and watch some clips from Stranger Than Fiction. But that was my initial impression was just that. Like, I was like, holy shit, I finally realized this. But also, like, so much stuff happened in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
In a very short amount of time. And I don't want to spoil things before we even get into like our big takeaways or anything like that. So what were some of your initial impressions of this episode?
Man, I love this episode, Danny. There was really a lot of callbacks to both Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, which is really cool, kind of like callbacks to both movies. I thought was really cool. There's a really cool shot of Thanos when he enters in. It was similar to the shot from Infinity War, and of course there was the moment with Hawkeye and Black Widow kind of doing the self-sacrifice thing, similar to their Vormir scene in Endgame, except this time it was Hawkeye going down. He was just had enough of the fighting and he was ready to let go, and he kind of went out with his hero's ending, which is like a lot of people kind of wanted that in the original movie, but I guess those people kind of got what they wanted in that scene. But man, yeah, again, so much happened in this episode that like just can't wait to talk about even more.
Absolutely. So you want to get into big takeaways?
Let's go.
Awesome. All right. So first big takeaway. There were so many that we could list here. Like, we were just like, I was going back and forth with you to make sure that we weren't just taking the same ones, because there were plenty of big takeaways that both of us had for this episode. So anyway, first big takeaway, I think it's super obvious, but it's something exciting that potentially we're going to get a payoff, is Zola is back. I mean, we finally get the original copy, the last remaining copy, I guess, of Zola's consciousness. And I mean, hopefully he's going to be able to invade or upload himself to all of the Ultron drone Ultrons, basically. And hopefully he can like help the multiverse Avengers when we finally get this team up and take over that army and be able to kind of turn the tides and get a bunch of reinforcements, basically. But I just thought it was really cool that we haven't have we seen anything from Zola since like Winter Soldier? I think that was the last time we really saw him, right?
No, that was the last time we saw him. Yeah.
Right. So it was exciting to have a callback like that far. I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, what was your first big takeaway?
So I mentioned Thanos earlier. So we see him come in with that classic Avengers Infinity War style shot. Comes in, he's ready to mess stuff up, man. He's got 5 of the 6 stones. I think just 6 of them, right? And who's got the last one? Ultron. He's already has vision. And as soon as he sees Thanos with the gauntlet, he's like, oh, look at these stones right here. And he just goes, blah, and slices the dude right in half. And you're like, well, that was easy. Like,
that was easy.
he didn't even get to speak. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't get Thanos speak. He just walked in and he got zapped right away. And you're like, what? Okay. And then from there, Ultron proceeds to he basically becomes Surtur. He's the one that brings down Ragnarok on Asgard. And then he goes over and he destroys the Sovereign people, who, they're the ones that create Adam Warlock. And then later on, when we see him fighting the Watcher, he eats a whole universe. He
went Galactus. Yeah, he went Galactus, basically.
Oh, yeah, he won up Galactus. Literally, like the name Galactus. He had a whole galaxy. Like, that was wild, dude. So basically, we learned that if Ultron had gotten that vision body, we would have lived in the Age of Ultron for real.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, last big takeaway. I have to say it. It has to be said. Boom! Big reveal. We get the end. All is not lost. We have the Watcher. He's gotten away from Infinite Ultron, and we have him talking to somebody. Who do we think he's talking to? Like, maybe is he going to be narrating some more stuff? No, he's talking to Supreme Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange's attitude towards all of this is basically, I knew you were going to be back. Like, yeah. I knew you missed it. Like,
well.
Yeah, exactly. I loved that attitude. It was perfect. I want that to be just like his attitude. The whole thing is like, I knew you'd need me, like type of thing. I love that. I loved that, and I loved the reveal of, this is what you guys wanted. This is what you guys are getting. We're getting the team together, and that's what we kind of get, and that leads us right perfectly into predictions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to kick off predictions, basically because this leads perfectly into it. I mean, my first prediction is next episode, that's what we're going to see. We're going to be seeing a montage of getting the team together, building the team, and hopefully building a successful team. And that leads me to my second quick prediction, is that we have been seeing a lot, like you even mentioned it earlier, that we're seeing a lot of stuff mirrored from movies and callbacks to certain movies and stuff. So even in the sense of this episode could be Infinity War, and the next season ending episode could be Endgame, basically getting a resolve. I'm wondering if it could potentially be a continuation of Infinity War, meaning we may not get our big payoff before the end of the season. We may get where we're ending on a cliffhanger, on a downer, these heroes weren't good enough yet, or we didn't get the team together fast enough, or you know what I mean? Like, we could be doing that, and maybe we get something like where the Watcher's gotta, find the other people, or where the Watcher has to go, I don't know, back in time, or something like that. Like, anything's possible, but I just think, like, I don't know if we're going to get a resolve in this next episode. There's so much they have to do. Like, there could be a really quick montage where we're building a team, but, I would really like to see, like, a little bit of a more time devoted to getting these people together and explaining what's happening and why they need to get together, type of thing. And then throwing them right into a battle, type of thing. So it's almost like I think we need a full episode of team building first. So anyway, that's my prediction. What do you think, Rico?
I'm kind of on the same page as you, Danny. I think we're gonna get a montage, basically a team recruiting episode. basically in the season finale. That will end in a battle that's probably not going to end very well for the heroes that are going to be involved for this episode. We have a whole second part of the season, the season 2, that's going to be coming out probably next year. And there's also a shelved episode that was involving Tony Stark going to Sakaar, where he meets Gamora, who was like one of the champions in the Grandmaster's fighting pits. And she was kind of in those team up shots,
right?
Avengers style too. So I'm wondering if like we're going to see her later on in that second part of the season. Maybe she has to be the catalyst for season 2, and she's going to be the one that maybe has to assemble a different type of team to take down Ultron, or she takes down so that's what's going to kind of give life to that second season, and also give life to Ultron as a villain going forward if this team can't get it done.
You know what I just had a thought of, and I honestly did not have this thought before what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
What if they bait us like they did with Suicide Squad, like the new Suicide Squad movie directed by James Gunn, where they build a first team and we think like, oh, this is our team going in. And then those just get slaughtered. And then that second team really is the ones that we've seen in that wind-up shot type of thing. And that doesn't happen until second season. So basically going right into what you're talking about, it mixes both of our theories, meaning that like there is not enough time to build this team. And then it ends on that team failing horribly, and then it all starts over in the second season.
I'm gonna keep it less of like a downer, like even though Avenger or What If has been a lot of
really down,
really down. But I'm gonna go more Avengers Endgame status. Like we have the heroes from this first set that try to take down Ultron, but he somehow wipes them out. Maybe not even all of them, but some of them. But they're gonna kind of get brought back in some way, so it'll kind of come more like MCU full circle.
Is that everyone? What, you wanted more?
Okay.
As opposed to like DC Suicide Squad, like haha, splat, they're dead, or What If downer. I really don't want the second season to end on the downer too, even though historically like the comics are like they all end like on a pretty down note. But man, I think it would be a better payoff for the second season to end a little bit more like maybe even more just like going both ways. It could be like happy or bad depending on how you look at it. Like leave him leeway for both.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I cannot wait for next week. I think no matter what, I'm going to be super stoked at whatever we get, whether we get this cliffhanger ending, whether we get a resolve and it leads into a second season and we don't know what to expect. I can't wait either way. Anyways, that's what we think. Let us know in the comments below. What did you think of this episode? What are you excited to see in the next episode? And moving forward, what do you think is going to happen to lead into season 2? Can't wait. And as always, don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to hear about all of our latest video releases. Bye, everybody!